What's up? Oh, look at this fly shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rocking what is that? Miami Vice.
it's always Miami Vice. That's just Miami colors, bro.
It is,
Teal and pink.
It's the best. It looks good. All right. Lonnie, take it away.
Welcome. It is another beautiful Monday of the best time of the year. Football season is abound. We're in week 6 now. Great college football games, great NFL games this week. But the bus is taking a stop. The why does your team suck bus is taking a stop today in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay, you let the New York Jets look like a Super Bowl team against you this week. Why, oh why did Aaron Rodgers come back to Green Bay, Wisconsin? You let Davante Adams walk. You thought, hey, we've got 2 big thighed running backs. We'll let them do all the work this year. The only thing is that they forgot to tell their wide receivers how to play football. Oh my God, is that a hard team to watch right now? It is tough. The panic button is officially pressed. They lost to the Giants last week. They lose to the Jets this week. Ugh. Green Bay, your team sucks. You know it. And probably for the first time since Aaron Rodgers took over for Brett Favre, your team sucks.
I'm with it, man. I am with it. And you know what? It occurred to me while you were going in on that. Why did he go back to Green Bay? He could have gone to the Broncos. Like we could be watching
the Broncos.
And Russ has been shit on the Broncos, but they have the weapons. Imagine if we
Rodgers and Judy. Oof.
Dude, imagine if
supposedly the only reason they brought in the coach that they brought in to Denver was to lure Aaron Rodgers, and he said no.
It's crazy. And now the Broncos suck and the Packers suck. We could have had a really fun, exciting Broncos team this year.
I need Russell Wilson to step up for my fantasy. For I have Jerry Judy, and he is, you're killing him, bro.
It's not good for any of the Broncos players.
Aaron could have gone to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
He could have gone to the New York Giants. He could have gone, it seems like, anywhere now.
Sure.
Besides where he's at now. He could have gone to the Vikings.
Right.
No? I mean, he could go, it looks like almost anywhere in the NFL that needed a quarterback and be in a pretty decent situation, almost a better situation. Does he have a great running back tandem? Sure. But it doesn't matter if they're not translating on the field.
No. And I mean, are they much? Granted, we didn't know Javonte Williams was going to get hurt, but like Williams and Gordon looked pretty damn good as a tandem too. Saquon Barkley looks fucking like Saquon Barkley again. Like there are other options that had good backfields, but also good receiving cores. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Nobody expected him to go back there. And it looks like it was the wrong decision overall.
Was he trying to prove a point? Like what exactly was his mindset?
Yeah.
Going back to a team.
It's kind of even, doesn't this feel like history repeating itself? Like his situation with Favre, when they thought Favre was going to leave and then he came back for one more when Rodgers was supposed to step up. But in that year was like a whole shit show.
That's the year that I was talking about. That's the year.
That he stepped in.
I remember watching, there was a Cowboys game that year. Cowboys were really, really good. That was like the Tony Romo 2007 team where they were like 13-3. They ended up losing to the Giants. The Giants went on to beat the Pats in the Super Bowl. But like, I remember them saying that the Packers need to get themselves together real fast, or they're not going to win a lot of games moving forward. Yeah. So,
it might be perfect for Love,
I can remember the Packers being in a conversation of like, what's going on in Green Bay?
Yeah.
I mean, even before that, Brett Favre had them in the conversation since I was probably 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember as soon as Favre came in, they were in the mix. They were still losing to the Cowboys and the Niners in the playoffs, right. those 90s teams. But Brett Favre was giving them a run for their money, even when he was young. And then he settled in and won a Super Bowl and played in another one, I think. So,
and lost to Elway.
Right. Which was one of the, an old Super Bowl, but one of the really good Super Bowls out there that happened. So man, that was the first thing I was going to talk about was the upsets, because that wasn't the only upset. That was a pretty big upset. The other one was the Giants over the Vikings, which maybe not as big of an upset after seeing the Giants beat the Packers the week before. But still an upset.
Wait, the Giants didn't play the Vikings, right?
The Giants beat the Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh,
I got the right color. Purple. They beat a purple team. I knew they beat a purple team. That was pretty good. So yeah, no, the Vikings won again. That's right. The Vikings are only one loss. So yeah, the Giants beating the Ravens, big upset, pretty big upset. I don't know. The Ravens are, we keep thinking they're good and then they keep blowing leads. And then the other one was the Falcons getting a really quality win over the 49ers, who were banged up on defense, but they were favored by like a touchdown. We thought the 49ers were a good team also. So these are three teams that we thought were good that seem like they're not. Let's play playoffs or no playoffs with these three teams. All right, real quick round of playoffs, no playoffs with these three upset teams who are all looking pretty sharp right now. Yes or no answers, unless you need to, expound a little bit more. Giants, are they a playoff team in this NFC? 5-1. Giants playoff team. Vital, you go first.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Lonnie, Giants playoffs, NFC.
Hard to say before Dak comes back. I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes also. And I just think that, they look pretty good. They're getting more receivers back, hopefully, theoretically. They got Wan'Dale Robinson back this week. They're supposed to get Kadarius Toney, who we still haven't seen him. We saw him flash potential last year, and then he got hurt. If he gets healthy, it'll be really interesting to see how they utilize him in that scheme. And Saquon just looks like he can carry the team. You know what he reminds me of this year? Saquon reminds me of the year that Adrian Peterson basically carried the Vikings into the playoffs. I forget, it was like Tavares Jackson, but he literally put them on his back and was like, we're going to the playoffs, guys. And that's what Saquon looks like this year. I don't think they're going to be a high seed, but with 7 teams getting in, starting out 5-1, yeah, I think they get a spot. All right.
Dude,
What?
I think most of their wins are against bad teams, though. They're going to have a much tougher schedule ahead of them.
No, they don't. Their upcoming schedule is not that hard, I don't think.
I'm looking at it right now, man. They still have to play the
Jacksonville.
Eagles. They got to play the Lions. They got to play the Seahawks. They have to play the Cowboys again. They have to play the Eagles 2 times.
Don't they have to play? But they have to play the Washington 2 times also.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville and Houston and Detroit looks like
Jacksonville's not a walk. Like,
it's not a walk, but it's
maybe Houston, but Jackson, that game go either way.
It could, but it's certainly winnable. You don't look at these games and you're like, they got no chance in that game. You look at these games and you're like, shit, they could win a lot of those games.
I don't think so, dude. They really having close games with really bad teams, dude. Like, I don't know. The only reputable win I would say was a 1-point win over the Titans. Aside from that, they beat the Panthers by 3 points. The Cowboys beat them up. They beat the Bears by 8 points, and the Packers are a shit show, and they beat them by 5. The Ravens have no second.
Cal might be onto something here.
There's no way, dude. They're barely beating bad teams.
I do believe. Well, I mean, okay. So the Ravens is their best win of the year. I mean, that's that's not disputable. But any given Sunday, you lose by 4 points. It's like, who knows? I didn't watch the whole game. I didn't really see what happened at the end. But yeah, I mean, a win over the Bears and you said the Bears and the Seahawks and who else? Lost to the Cowboys.
No, they lost to the Cowboys. They won over the Bears and Panthers and then Titans.
All right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I think they could get better if you give them 2 wins against the Commanders, which it looks like is very reasonable to think that they can do that.
I agree.
That's 7 wins. And you're telling me that if they can't put together 2 more wins after the Commanders?
I just don't think they will, man. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think they will.
Houston, Jacksonville.
I'm a little passionate about this. I made a bet at a bar last night with a really drunk Giants fan that they're going to make the playoffs. It's the exact bet. He was just feeling himself. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
I think with 7 teams getting it, it's not even just about them being good. It's about the rest of the NFC looking pretty bad. I mean,
but their division's solid, and they still have to play the Eagles 2 more times.
Sure, the division's pretty solid, but I think so what if they lose the rest of their division games? They can still make the playoffs as a 7 seed for sure. All right, Jets. Do the Jets make the playoffs? 4-2 right now. Patel.
No, absolutely no. Come on, man. That in our division, no. Stop. Even the Pats are playing well again.
They are. Yeah, we're gonna talk about them too. Lonnie, Jets. Do the Jets make the playoffs?
Oh, tough decision. You know, the Dolphins trending down right now.
Tua's back tomorrow. Our only losses are the ones with Tua that count, bro, which are none.
Actually, technically for the playoffs, they all count. But you're not. I hear what you're saying.
I don't know the answer to that, man. I don't know the answer.
If you had to pick right now, what are you putting your money on? Yes,
I put my money on the Dolphins right now.
No. Of course, the Dolphins are better. I mean, do the Jets make the playoffs though? In the AFC, 7 teams. Can they sneak in? Are they the?
So who's around that discussion, right? The Titans, the Jaguars.
Wow. I mean, you got a bunch of 3-3 teams. You know, you got teams like the Chargers who are. I don't know.
No, the Jets are not better than the Chargers. No chance.
Yeah, I don't think so. But their defense looks pretty good, man. How far can that defense carry them is really what we're asking here.
All right, let's see here. The Jets are 4-2, second in the division.
Ooh, it's a tough division.
The thing is, man, is you've got the Bengals and the Ravens hanging out at 3-3.
Bengals look like they're coming on.
The AFC's too tough, dude. There's no way the Jets get it, dude. The AFC's.
I say no. Also,
I don't think so.
Just because the AFC is so tough, but I do think they're going to spoil. I think they'll surprise another team at some point here this season. I think they're going to beat another. I think they will beat another playoff team at some point during the season. And I think they'll finish with a surprisingly respectable record.
I agree. They'll probably be a decent 8-8 team. Like they're really, or how many games are now?
So yeah, that doesn't
9-8
up anymore. 9-8, 9-8. Sure. Yeah, we can give them a winning record. I like that there's no more even records unless you tie, of course. All right. And then last surprise upset, Falcons sitting at 3-3, tied for the lead in their division against the Bucs. Playing quality football right now, the Falcons are. Marcus Mariota looks like he's just making the good decisions. He's running when he should run. He's throwing when he should throw. He looks like he's seasoned from sitting on the bench for a couple of years. He's learned some shit. Do the Falcons make the playoffs?
To the numbers.
We're talking about the same NFC. 3-3 teams.
I'm looking at their record. Yeah.
3-3 teams like the Packers. You got that whole division that's kind of looking wonky right now. That division is certainly winnable.
It's interesting. Talent-wise, I would say no, but their record seems like they could get in there.
So is it a yes? But you got to pick. This is a tough one. This is probably the hardest pick.
Yeah.
Yes, Falcons in the playoffs.
I'm gonna give them a yes.
You're gonna go Falcons in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Lonnie, what do you think? Falcons making the playoffs?
My heart says yes, but my brain says no. I gotta say no.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I think the Saints are gonna come on strong second half of the season if they get their receivers healthy, which they might be doing next week.
So there's 7 teams in each division now, right?
7 teams make the playoffs in each conference.
There's 3 wild card teams now?
Yep. 4 division winners, 3 wild cards.
Are we counting the wild card as the playoffs or them getting past that first round?
No. You're in the playoffs.
No, the wild card. The wild, it's fine. Yeah,
wild cards, 7 teams in the playoffs. If you're in the tournament, you're in the tournament. That's the playoffs.
Okay.
Because it's not like baseball. There's like a play. There's no weird play-in game like NBA basketball. You're in or you're out. So because the thing is only one team gets a bye now. It's essentially the same number of games, but only one team gets the first round bye. So
yeah,
I'm saying no on the Falcons just because I think that the Bucs and the Saints are gonna get their shit together a little bit more. I don't think
theoretically you could have 3 teams from one division go to the playoffs, right?
Theoretically, you could, yeah. I just think they're gonna get beat up on later in the season by the Bucs and the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, you've also got the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks all sitting at 3-3 right now.
Yeah, I think
The
the
Packers
Seahawks
sitting at 3-3. The Bucks, the Falcons, the Giant. I mean, look at the NFC East: Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys. 6-0, 5-1, 4-2. Like, I don't think that they sneak in.
Tough. I don't think so either. I think the Seahawks are better than them. The Falcons. I don't know.
I am happy for Marcus Mariota though, man.
Yeah, man.
I've always been a fan of his since he came in the spring game at Oregon. Like, he's just a lot of talent. Just glad to see he's getting another shot.
Yeah, I would like to see him stick around for another year and see what he can do. Give him a shot, see what he's got. They did draft a rookie quarterback though, and I'm sure if they don't make the playoffs,
I am a big Desmond Ridder fan.
Yeah, I've heard he's great, but who knows? Maybe Mariota gets a shot somewhere else if they move on to Ridder. Bills are the top dog in the AFC. It's official. We were talking about it preseason. What do you mean?
Well, who beat the Bills? Who beat the Bills?
Who beat the Bills?
Beat the Bills.
The Dolphins beat the Bills.
All right, I'm just wondering who's a top dog. What does that mean? I think to be the man, you got to beat the man, right?
I think they did though. They beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are I know they're not the reigning AFC champs, but to go into Arrowhead, they've hosted the last 4 AFC championship games, I think. So you're looking at the team that is kind of the team. They've established themselves as the team to beat, I feel like, over the last few years.
Took that team's girlfriend, so whatever.
Come on. They weren't healthy. The Bills weren't fully. They were not.
I wasn't talking about the Bills. I was talking about taking Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs. Like, we're winning on both.
Yeah. That's true too. I'm still waiting to see what let's see what the Dolphins come back as with Tua. Let's see what Tua's got coming back.
You don't believe in him? You don't think he's going to make a full?
Listen, man, I have to believe him because I'm starting him next week. Dude,
he was playing lights out, dude. He was an MVP. He really was. The first 3 games, he had a better QBR rating than what's his name? From Baltimore.
Yeah, I know, Lamar.
My problem with Tua, man, is not his talent; it's his longevity. Like, he is never going to play a full season in the NFL. Never.
I hope you're right about that, but it sure doesn't look like you are. I don't know. There are plenty of good quarterbacks who, are like that, but you're right. Like, the durability factor is a concern. But if you got quality backups,
which we don't right now, so
I don't know,
man.
What do you mean?
I've had to watch those
Eddie
games.
Bridgewater looks great. Skylar Thompson,
I've had to watch.
I'm telling you right now, Skylar Thompson, like, that guy, that ball looked nice. Like, when
I'm saying he made some okay passes. I will say Skylar Thompson made some okay passes.
He did not make okay. He made some pretty stellar throws, man.
Dude,
nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, he made.
I'm telling you, dude. He rolled out of the pocket, threw across his body a fucking dart into the bucket of number 14. I can't remember his name right now, but no, he it was very impressive.
It looks pretty legit. Obviously not, full mastery of the offense and whatnot.
No.
Other AFC East news. Bailey Zappe. Is that even how you say his name?
I believe that is how you say it.
Zappe. It's fucking great. Bailey Zappe. I like him. I think he should take Mac Jones' job. He looks better. 2 games. He does. As a
I agree.
He looks better than Mac Jones, man. And wasn't he like a stud in college? Didn't he like set records for passing yards?
Like an FBS record, yes.
Dude, I mean, the ball just looks nice coming out of his hand. He looks like he's got full control of the offense. He looks like he can make all the throws. He looks confident. The receivers obviously like him and they trust him. Like they blew the doors off the Browns, who thought
had a pretty decent defense.
We thought, yeah, and they blew the doors off him. And it was passing the ball. It wasn't really fluky. And they run the ball. They're running the ball well. That helps any young quarterback. Mm-hmm. I kind of like to see them stick with Zappe.
No, I agree for sure. And Belichick will. Yeah. He's not that kind of guy, right? I don't think he's
Belichick.
Not after Brady.
Will he do that? Yeah, he will definitely do that. He'll stick with a guy who looks good.
Yeah,
he'll play the better player. He's going to play the player that looks like they're playing better. That's
100%.
And he's got some experience with evaluating quarterback talent. And also, it's not like Mac Jones was a rookie also this year as a first rounder, and they took Zach. Like, we saw Mac Jones last year as a rookie. He didn't look great. He had some games where he looked pretty good, but I don't know. Would you stick with Zappe or would you bring Mac Jones in if he's healthy?
I think what you have in Zappe that you don't have in Mac Jones is that spark that you're talking about, Nick. Like, yes, Mac Jones is a very good national champion winning college football quarterback. Was he a game-changing, game-breaking, run you up and down the field with his offense and arm talent kind of guy? No. But would he win you the national championship? Yes. But you have to put the pieces around him. Is he a quarterback that you can build around? Absolutely. And I think a guy like Belichick sees that available in the first round. You go for it. You like it better than, I don't remember exactly who was still available at the time. I think he took Mac Jones over, not Justin Herbert, but there was somebody that he took him over.
He was like the 5th quarterback.
He was like the 5th.
There was a lot of quarterbacks high in the draft.
They all went in the first round. It was a very heavy first round.
So, I think you're right. And also, by the way, if Mac Jones ends up being a quality backup to a Bailey Zappe who ends up being that guy who can win you the games, still worth a first round pick. A quality backup is, still okay to use a first rounder on if they are a quality backup for a long period of their career.
Bailey Zappe, I'm looking at his stats right now. Give me 1 second. He had, 24 for 34, 309 and 2 touchdowns. Like,
it's a solid stat.
Pretty good. You know what I mean? That's that's not bad.
Belichick has said he loves the way he throws the ball. He's just like, he's raved already about the way that he throws the football, which I feel like he hasn't done that about Mac Jones. So
I'm reading now, there's some rumors that Mac Jones is not happy. I think we're not the only ones that are asking. Is Bailey the man now?
Yeah, this is a major topic of conversation. I say yes, stick with him. What do you think, Fatal?
Yeah, of course you stick with him. I think it'd be foolish. Their team has been shit in the bed before Zappe. And now all of a sudden one player and your whole offense gets his spark. Why would you put it out?
Right. Yeah, it's not quite when Dak replaced Romo. It's not quite that situation, because I still think Romo should have come back in for the playoffs. But that's different. That's a different
Romo
situation.
just couldn't stay healthy. It was unfortunate, but
But that was an established
Don't
player.
Make me cry.
I know. We should not talk about Romo. Love him so much. Robbie Anderson got dealt. Robbie Anderson got dealt to the Cards after throwing a fit on the sidelines.
Quick.
Good for him.
Boom.
Congratulations. Like, you did it. Like, you got
out.
Of a terrible situation.
Yeah.
You're done. Like, you got to
that was amazing.
At least now you're going to catch the ball,
Yeah. Dude, the pass happy offense, Marquise Brown, they think he might be done for this season. I think he is out. Bad foot injury. Really, it's a bummer. He was playing very well for the Cardinals.
But Hopkins is coming back, I believe, next week.
Hopkins is coming back next week. Yeah.
So Hopkins is double coverage. Now he's definitely getting thrown the ball. Look at that.
Yep. And then you got Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore looked pretty good. That receiving core could be pretty nice. Is it going to fix the problems the Cardinals are having? I don't know, maybe. But I think they need running back help too, honestly. Like, their running back situation has been a mess. Even when those guys were healthy, Connor didn't look great. He didn't look like a guy you could lean on. And the running game was suspect. But I expect, from a fantasy perspective, sure. Robbie Anderson value goes up. Rondale Moore looks like he's a great waiver pickup, or if you already have him on your team, if you wavered him last week, you're really pumped with that. And DeAndre Hopkins, obviously everybody's been counting on him who had him on their team. So he's coming in right in time to fill in for bye weeks. What other stuff? Did you see Sauce Gardner wearing the cheese head Lazard flipped it off. What's more disrespectful, wearing the cheese head or flipping it off someone who's wearing it?
The cheese head, wearing it.
More
that's
disrespectful.
Stepping on the star.
It's like wearing your enemy's head.
Yeah. I mean, that's dancing on the star. It's that. It's
all right. Would it have warranted more than just flipping it off the guy's head? Could it, if he had shoved him, would it have been too much? Because you remember what happened when T.O. spiked it on the star. You got fucking.
Well, it was a little bit of a different NFL back then.
It was a little bit different, but would people? All right, let's say if Lazard took it one step further, because he wanted to, he wanted to just fucking deck him like Davante Adams him, right? and if Davante Adams wasn't in trouble currently for shoving that other guy, might he have gone a step further? Would people be defending Lazard if he had shoved him and flipped it off? I think maybe.
I don't know. I think it's a shove and flip off. It's not a big deal. Like either one wasn't a big deal, but he still got to you by wearing the cheese head for sure.
Yeah. He definitely let it get to him. I liked it. I like it. Rookie coming in, balling out, wearing a cheese head, dude. I like Sauce Gardner. I'm a fan now. It's
you picked the right city to do that in. Like, because you can't do that to Philly fans. I don't know if you'll make it out, bro.
Philly fans would have been ugly. Packer fans were still unhappy about it.
They're Wisconsin, right? They're nice people.
Yeah, they're pretty nice people. When it comes to their Packers, man, they're cheeseheads. They don't like disrespect. I think a lot of them are pretty pissed off about it. Where do you guys like? So we got the Cam Akers situation. He got benched for sounds like philosophical reasons. What's coming out of there? Probably going to be.
What's going on there?
He wasn't getting enough touches, probably, and questioned McVay. And McVay's one of those guys, man. You got to buy into what McVay does because he's proven. He's a proven guy. And
speaking of that whole system, what's up with your boy Stafford? I think you guys last year were telling me how elite he was, bro. Like this guy is.
Well, listen here. Let me tell you something about Stafford. Last year. He might have an elbow thing, but last year they were looking a little bit iffy until that Beckham trade. Right. And then you saw them take off and that like, he just hasn't had pieces. He hasn't had the same guys. It's like any other quarterback league. The same thing. Rodgers is having it. Brady's having that problem. Like he doesn't.
How many guys has he lost on receiving core though?
Well, he lost. What's the guy who went to Detroit? Josh Reynolds was with him for last year.
Well, he lost Michael. God, what's his name? Man, he was there forever.
Gerald Everett. He lost. Let's not forget about that. Didn't he have Gerald Everett last year? Was Gerald Everett there last year?
Man, he plays for the Titans now.
Yeah, I forget who you're talking about, but I know what you're saying. Anyway, it's his receiving core just hasn't been there. And Robinson.
Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. Yeah. Well, no, Stafford didn't have Woods last year, did he?
He didn't?
No. Oh yeah, he did. Did he? Wait, did he?
He got hurt.
Yeah, that's right. He did have Woods in the beginning. Woods, that's right. So Beckham came in after Woods got hurt. They still took a step up. So they were still doing pretty well, but he had Robert Woods. They just haven't had the guys, man. Allen Robinson did wake up though. He remembered who he is. He caught some balls this week. They
lost some guys on their offensive line. Like it's just not the same team.
You're not the same team. And if Beckham does decide to go back there, it'll be kind of a surprise, but not necessarily because he knows the offense. He knows where he fits into the offense. They'll be a different team if they can get Beckham. I believe that. Any team that gets Beckham, he's going to make an impact. You're talking about a potential Super Bowl MVP based on that first half that he played if he doesn't get hurt. So, yeah, I don't know. Stafford hasn't looked great, but the whole team hasn't looked great. How much would this make sense, though? You're talking about moving Cam Akers because he wants out. They want him out. They're going to send him somewhere else. McCaffrey needs a new home, they're saying. How much sense would it make to swap these guys? Akers is still young, talented, and has a lot of value in terms of longevity, hypothetically.
I would take that if I'm the Rams with some draft capital too, because McCaffrey's liable to get hurt any moment now. So
McCaffrey is looking really good. McCaffrey looks like he's gonna turn whatever team he's on into a contender.
My clock is set on McCaffrey and his injury. Like it's coming.
I mean,
the way like Lonnie believes to it, like that's how I feel about McCaffrey. This dude's never going to play a healthy season again.
What do you think, Lonnie? You think that? I think that trade makes a ton of sense. Upgrade the Rams. You got a young player on a rebuilding team who's going to get a ton of work in Cam Akers, which is basically all he's asking for.
No, I mean, to answer your question, Nick, like I love what the Rams did last year where they wanted to win a Super Bowl. And they traded to win now. They got Von Miller. They got Odell Beckham. They got Eric Weddle. Like they were like, this is it. We're going to win now. Does Christian McCaffrey do that for them? No, I don't think so. I don't know if they have the ability to trade for a Christian McCaffrey because of the moves that they made last year.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
now,
Akers
I will say,
is a big piece, though. Akers is a valuable piece.
100%. And I think that they should explore that. But I mean, if we're talking about Christian McCaffrey, I mean, there's an obvious answer to that, where he should go. I mean, he needs to go up to upstate New York, play for Buffalo, and win them a Super Bowl this year. If Christian McCaffrey goes to Buffalo, you are looking at a legitimately unstoppable offense, which they already are.
Which they already are.
Damn, I was gonna say take him to Tampa.
I mean, yeah, okay. Like, yes, he will fit into that system. But again, you're looking at, they want multiple first round picks. That's what I heard. They're not going to get it, but that's what they want for.
That's what they want.
They're insane. No one's going to give them that.
They're not, but you always start high and then you negotiate down.
That's why I say Cam Akers makes sense, because he's young. He's got no tread on the tires. He, sat out a whole year, but you've also seen, but you've seen his ability as a high-end runner.
I don't think it makes sense for anybody but the Bills. Somebody needs to win now because of the capital that you get from
I think it does make the Rams
win now that needs a running back like that.
Sure.
Kansas City.
They could.
Maybe.
Their running back core has taken a hit in the past couple of years. It's not like it was.
Again, they'd probably have to give up Edwards-Helaire. And who would you rather have? I'd rather have Cam Akers.
I'd rather have Cam.
If you're rebuilding, you'd rather have who?
Cam.
Yeah, if you're in a rebuilding mode, I'd rather have Cam Akers because of his age and the lack of usage so far. He's just a fresh product ready to go. And here's the thing about the Rams is if they make that phone call to OBJ, who's currently shopping teams, and they're like, yo, if we get McCaffrey, will you come back? And he says yes. And then they are a legit contender again, I think. If McCaffrey, Kupp, OBJ, all right, whatever offensive line issues you've got can be worked around if you've got those three guys as your main weapons. So
maybe the Saints can convince him to come over if they can learn with Michael Thompson actually playing.
And Thomas is supposed to be back this week.
Is he?
He is supposed to be back this week. Jarvis Landry, you say it like he's been out for the whole season. Jarvis Landry and Chris Olave also hurt. So 3 Saints receivers. Go ahead and pick on Michael Thomas if you want to. But none of their receivers have been healthy this year. So, figure that out.
So what you're saying is Michael Thomas is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. If you listen, all right, fine. Yeah, if that's what you think, that's fine. You can go ahead. You could talk shit about Michael Thomas. He's gonna come back this week and he's gonna give me another win in the league where I need to have him do well. I'm hopefully getting Thomas and Hopkins back in this one league. All right.
I will bet you a beer Michael Thomas goes out in the first half.
All right, that's a bet. I'm down. What else we got here? We covered Marquise Brown. If McCaffrey does get traded to somewhere like Buffalo or something like that, does it hurt his fantasy value?
Yeah, I see.
I think anywhere he goes, it hurts his fantasy value.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Anywhere competitive, because now you have more weapons. He's just not going to get used to the offense.
That's true. He's been the whole offense. He's been the only thing they use, which, credit to them. That's what they should be using him for. But if he goes to a contender, that means
he's like the third, fourth option.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he'd still be the first option anywhere he goes. But yeah, if you got Stephon Diggs, maybe you're the second option. Who knows? But there are going to be other options. If you're going to a contender, he's going to see a not major, but significant drop off, I think, in fantasy value. Also, a new offense will hurt him. So yeah, that could happen. Davante Adams, we can talk about that. We should cover that real quick. He shoved the guy and then was banned from an amusement park in Kansas City, Missouri for the shove. Oh my gosh. Of all the things that he doesn't care about, I would assume it's getting banned from an amusement park in Kansas City, Missouri that he'll never go to. This is also a really fun quote. This is from last week. Naeem Hines came out and said, "We don't care about fantasy football. When will you guys figure this out?" Which I think is really funny, because if it wasn't for fantasy football, no one would know who you are, Naeem Hines. You're nobody. You're Jonathan Taylor's backup substitute in Indianapolis, Indiana. Nobody cares except for your fantasy football value.
They really don't get that, dude. I was like, who the fuck would watch the Colts game if I didn't have half of you guys on my team, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Dude, you should, I get it. Like, you're tired of people being like complaining about you not producing, but guess what? We know who you are. Millions.
And also, the Colts do their announcing dirty too, because they waited till like the 3 hours before the game and then like decided both of their running backs weren't going to start.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. That was kind of bogus. But the guy who did played well. What was his name? Deion Jackson. Probably
points.
Yeah, one hit wonder, flash in the pan. He's probably not gonna. If nothing else happens, so that'll be it. He might be cut by the end of the season. But on the flip side of it, the Chargers game, Austin Eckler loves talking about fantasy value. He was telling everybody, go get Michael. What was his name? But you know, I'm talking about their stud receiver.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, yeah. He told everybody, go get Mike Williams. He's going to be great in fantasy this year. He's telling everybody, get Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, his backup, is going to have some fantasy value. So I love the flip side of it, where Austin Eckler, who's a legit superstar who we would know regardless of fantasy, is talking about it and telling us who to go get, and he's been right so far. So it's just funny. Naeem Hines, we don't care. Nobody cares about you either, unless it's because of fantasy football. All right, let's talk. We'll talk injuries real quick that we haven't covered. Carson Wentz is out 6 to 8 weeks. Heineke is in. Do you think this is good for the Washington football fantasy players? Heineke has done pretty good in the past. Do you think any of those guys are playable at this point? Even McLaurin's been a huge miss for the most part. Yeah. No,
I think it's more than the QB. I think the team's just not where it needs to be.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Carson Wentz has put up some decent weeks though, fantasy wise. I was actually going to use him as a bye week fill-in for Josh Allen next week, and now I got to find somebody else. But I don't trust Heineke the way I trusted him. J.K. Dobbins, he got injured. It's one of those iffy, like maybe he'll be back, maybe he won't. Something to keep an eye on. But Kenyon Drake balled out in his absence, even in the loss. Kenyon Drake put up big time numbers. So I don't know how many people have Drake on their roster, but he's going to get snatched up pretty quick. Saquon, same kind of thing, went out, came back. He's been like re-injured a shoulder injury, but he's still playing through it. So something to keep an eye on. Kenny Pickett out with an injury. Trubisky came back in and finished that game off, man. Against the Bucks. So Trubisky's back. I don't necessarily think that's good for their receivers in fantasy. There's a reason Kenny Pickett came in.
Is Trubisky back? I thought Kenny Pickett got a concussion or whatever, right? So they had to take him.
Yes.
Yeah, but he might be out for a week. I don't know. But he came regardless. Trubisky came back in. You might be looking at him again next week. So that's going to affect the Steelers receiving core at least. We got Dak coming back, right, Lonnie? Dak,
I believe so. That's the plan. Yes.
Okay. Dak coming back. Probably a lot of people are sitting on him, waiting for him to come back as a fantasy starter. You think he's going to hit the ground running with this team? Gallup is back and looks like he's kind of coming back into form.
I think so. I mean, they play Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, next week. Yeah, Detroit at home. You gotta like your chances. I mean, their defense, would let me score at quarterback. Yeah. I mean, you gotta if that comes back, this is the week to do it.
Yeah, it's a good get help.
Their schedule is pretty soft coming up. It's Lions, Bears, and then I believe a bye week. Yeah.
That's a nice way to come back in. It's a nice soft landing.
And then after the bye week, you got the Packers. Yeah, this is a nice place to come back.
Yeah, it's good. Good. We already mentioned Hopkins is coming back. Everybody who's been sitting on him is excited about that. You probably need him for your bye weeks. DeAndre Swift, I think, is coming back for the Lions. Hopefully, if you have him, I have him on one of my teams. You've been missing him. Swift was putting up good numbers, so he is supposedly coming back after their bye week. Darren Waller got knocked out, and then they had a bye week. I haven't heard officially, but I think he's projected to come back. So if you're thin at tight end, you need a tight end. Darren Waller, hopefully he's coming back. And then Darrell Henderson, he was never out, but boy, did he get an upgrade. Lonnie, you got him on your team. Cam Akers gets benched. Darrell Henderson comes in, puts up points. That'd be interesting. He looked very good, and he did look good last year as well. He certainly looks like a running back who can carry the load.
Sure. He catches a lot of balls out of the backfield too. He's a big part of their passing offense.
Yes.
Which, definitely, helps his value in PPR leagues. That's why I got him.
Yep. He's an excellent receiver, but also a tough runner. He can get it done on the goal line. They don't hesitate to hand him the ball in the goal line situations.
Yeah. And then another guy I want to highlight. Well, I don't know if you mentioned him or if you plan on, but Kenneth Walker from Seattle looks like he's going to be their main guy.
Yeah.
For the rest of the season, he had a big day.
Yeah. He looked great. He looked really good running the football. Was he catching passes as well, or was he?
I don't think he was a huge part of the offense. Yeah, 2 for 3 for 13 yards, but
it's fine. It's
2 catches in a PPR league. Another 3 or 4 points. That is not his style. He comes from Michigan State. He is a Big Ten running downhill running back.
Yeah.
He is going to hit you in the mouth. And I love him. I mean, he ran all over the University of Miami last year. So
yeah. Well, so you got upgraded big time in your running back stable, which was we were questioning early in the season, but yeah, you just got upgraded. Looks like twice. Darrell Henderson and Kenneth Walker both look like they're starting running backs now. So good for you. Couple waiver options. Allen Robinson probably got dropped in most of your leagues. Allen Robinson maybe looking like he's going to be a part of that offense going forward. So you might want to pick him up. He's there. Rondale Moore, if he's still available, big time pickup probably now. The Robbie Anderson signing maybe takes away a little bit of his value, but not really, I don't think. I think Rondale Moore is still going to be a big part of that offense. I think they'll be better actually having more options. So Rondale Moore is good. Alec Pierce had another nice game with the Colts. He looks great. If he wasn't picked up last week, which I'd be surprised at, go get him. Kenyon Drake, monitor the situation with J.K. Dobbins. But Kenyon Drake looked good enough that he's probably going to see some value even with Dobbins. And with Dobbins' injury history, even if Dobbins is healthy, probably see more of a timeshare. How about this one? Deontay Foreman, who would be the heir apparent if McCaffrey gets moved and no other starting running backs are a part of the deal. Deontay Foreman, he could come in and play some significant minutes and get some touches for Carolina. He's probably not on a lot of rosters. And then your boy Gesicki, Lonnie, who you left on the bench.
I mean, you guys told me to.
I would have. I did. You're right. I didn't see that happening. I don't know. But you're also talking about a rookie quarterback. He's probably more likely to lean on his tight end. We'll see what happens when Tua comes back, if he is relegated back to his block first role. But Gesicki's probably going to be, there's not a lot of options at tight end right now, man. It's really thin. So week 6, our worst QBs, we had, I picked Cooper Rush. Vital picked Matt Ryan. Lonnie picked PJ Walker. PJ Walker came through big time with a 0.3. It looked for a little while like Cooper Rush could give him a run. Cooper Rush was at -3 at one point, or -4, I think, at one point. But he did pick it up. He got a touchdown. So, and then Matt Ryan blew the shit out of the water, man. Matt Ryan dropped a 32.6, old school Matty Ice. So Vital lost, obviously. By the way, do you think Matt Ryan's a reasonable streaming option if you need a quarterback for your bye week this coming week?
Yeah, I think you have to go by the matchup.
Yeah, his matchup I think looked pretty good.
It did look favorable, but
I think he's in the. I'm looking at him and Mariota as possible streaming options. Mm-hmm. He's what's he got? He's got Jacksonville, which they've looked good, but they've also looked not great at times this year. And who was the other one? Mariota. Mariota's got San Francisco next week. If San Francisco's still banged up,
You're looking at this week. That was.
oh, was I? My bad. Hang on. Let me
Yeah,
see.
that's
That's
so
bad.
Mariota
That's bad.
has the Bengals,
That's okay. That one's
Titans at Colts.
Colts at Titans.
Colts.
Both of those pretty decent, I think, streaming options. I'm not probably going there with my worst QB pick, but Vitaly, you get first pick on the worst QBs. So who are you going with tonight or this week? At the bottom of the barrel, there's by the way, there's a bunch of questionable situations. The Steelers are questionable. We don't know who's going to start for them. The Patriots are questionable. Don't know who's going to start for them. I don't know why Jacob Eason. Oh, the Panthers are questionable. We don't know who's going to start for them even, I guess, because did PJ Walker get hurt? He must have, right? And so the Panthers may have no quarterback. Jacob Eason might be their starter. But I don't think that's official. Let's see what it says about Eason. PJ Walker left the game with a neck injury. Could find himself getting the start. It's early, it's a gamble. Remember, if you pick them, they don't start, they don't count. Zach Wilson, Scott at Denver.
What do you think about Jacoby Brissett? I don't know though.
Brissett is,
but he's playing Baltimore, and they just give up everything in the air.
At Baltimore, Jacoby Brissett at Baltimore. Is that what you think?
Yeah,
it's not a bad pick. It's a safe pick. You know?
I don't know how safe it is because Baltimore's secondary is so shitty, but they have to win. They have to win. Like at Baltimore, try a little harder.
I know. Brissett hasn't looked good. I thought about him too. Even Justin Fields is questionable. We don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah, that's all that.
I think I'm going to take. Man, it's tough. I think I'm going to take Zach Wilson at Denver.
Good choice.
I think they're going to get after him. I don't know. Zach Wilson gives you a tough game sometimes. He plays well sometimes. Lonnie, what do you think?
Oh, Mitch Trubisky, your name is calling me.
But he might not play. Remember, you've got a little lead. You're going to bank on Trubisky? I was also looking at what's his name? Davis Mills is coming back, but he's playing at Las Vegas.
Davis Mills has been playing good this year.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty good. They've been playing pretty good football as a team. He hasn't put up huge numbers, but he hasn't been shitting the bed either. And the Raiders defense doesn't look that good.
Guys, let me just turn on a light real quick. It's getting fucking dark in my Mitch Trubisky.
You're doing it. Trubisky.
Without the Dolphins let me down, it's your fault.
I mean, dude, Pickett could play. Pickett could play.
He's in concussion protocol.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't.
How long is concussion? I thought it only takes 5 days to clear it, right?
It depends.
I mean, QBs might be going on the safe side now just because of what happened to Tua. So maybe, yeah.
Let's see.
It's not conclusive as to whether or not he's going to clear it because that's a late game too, I think, on Sunday. So just buyer beware. Keep that in mind. Pickett clears concussion protocol. You're shit out of luck.
Well. Wait. Never mind. Hold on.
You have a little bit of a lead on us, so you could take a chance.
Yeah. Why are you giving him so many? Like, he's fine. He's fine.
Because I'm the winner and I got last place and I get the chance to win.
Yeah, we don't want any excuses at the end of the season when he has to get another tattoo. That's why.
3 in a row.
What a dubious distinction that would be.
Oh, Jacob Eason, Mitch Trubisky.
Eason's very tempting, but again, not a guarantee. PJ Walker could still play.
What game is going to be like a 9-12 game next week? Okay. Tyler Heineke.
You're going to take Heineke? Heineke's he's okay. Tyler Heineke. Who's he playing?
Green Bay. That looks like it's going to be a 12-9 game.
Or they could just shit the bed on defense and just let it go.
I don't think so.
Heineke's had some decent games fantasy-wise, so he's pretty athletic. All right, let's pick tonight's game. What do you guys got for tonight? Chargers, Broncos. Who do you like?
Chargers.
Chargers.
I think the Chargers will take it.
I mean, am I mistaken that we've watched the Broncos in prime time? This is like the 5th time already in 6
Yeah, they've had a Thursday night game, they had a
Yeah.
Monday night game, and they had a
It's
Sunday
like,
night
well,
game.
I don't,
It's pretty awful.
watch them anymore. They're not fun to watch.
They're not good.
Terrible. It's the worst. At least we have something to watch for. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys need anything to happen tonight's game?
Yes.
What do you need? What do you need for tonight's win?
I need 16 points from Mike Williams and Austin Eckler.
Total? That's it?
All right, don't start jinxing stuff. Don't start throwing around that.
I mean, I would feel pretty good about that. I think
I
that's
have like a 92% chance to win.
I think it's
but-
pretty good.
Why would you say that? I needed 1 point for Mac Jones to win. It doesn't happen sometimes, dude. It doesn't always happen.
Oh, that was the best game ever.
God damn, I went into that game with a 99% chance to lose.
I've never seen
Awful.
Oh, that game just haunts me. I have nightmares about that still.
I have an 87% chance to win.
All right. You're looking pretty good. Vital, what about your situation? What do you need?
I need 29 points from, I think I have 3 players left. I have Jerry Jeudy, but again, Russell Wilson's throwing to him, Jarrett Everett, and what else do I have here? Oh, what's his name? Mike Boone, yeah.
Mike Boone.
So 3 players, I need 29 points.
Not impossible.
It's within range for those 3, for sure.
Definitely doable. It's like 50-50 for me right now. I don't know, man.
I'm going to say you need 2 touchdowns out of those 3 players, and you'll get it done. But I think you need the 2 touchdowns probably.
I agree. I definitely need the 2 touchdowns, or I need Russell to throw to Jerry Jeudy. Like if Jerry Jeudy has an 18-point game, I'm fine. I think the rest of the guys
probably fine.
5 and 5.
I mean, you're talking about a backup running back and a tight end, though. Those guys, I say you need.
But I'm saying they could do 5 and 5. All I need is a normal 18 from Jerry Jeudy. You know,
you could get there. You could get there for sure. I like your chances. Our league. I'm pretty wrapped up in. I think I'm going to take over the point total from Lonnie, but it's going to be close. The points lead in our league, but in one of my other leagues, I need 13 points from Melvin Gordon, who I don't even know if he's officially playing. If he's not, I have Joshua Palmer to substitute if he's out, but they've been holding out on me on that one. Let's see. Did they update it yet? What do we got? Is Melvin Gordon playing tonight? It looks like he's in. All right. So I need 13 points from Melvin Gordon, and I will sneak out of the one league with a win. All right, let's do DraftKings. Who do you guys got for your captains?
Austin, Texas.
QB, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. I got Justin Herbert and Lonnie.
Austin.
Okay, so me and Vital on Herbert. You got Austin Eckler. There's a lot of interesting players in this one. I think we're going to be pretty spread out across the board in terms of who we pick. There was a lot of interesting value picks.
Yeah, man, there are a lot of cheap players that I think are going to do pretty well. I was like, what? This guy's only $7,000. I was like,
I know, but that's because there's a lot of them. That's why they're cheap, because you don't know which one's going to do well. It's a very speculative game. This will be fun. All right. Okay. Well, guys, good show. Hopefully we get a good game tonight. I think it's going to be closer than maybe some of the other.
Probably, yes.
Well, the Chargers are really exciting. So you always have that.
Yes, I think it's going to be a competitive game, though. You got a division game. Maybe the Broncos will give us a good one tonight. Hopefully, we'll see. You guys got anything else coming up this week? Any big shows? Stuff going on? You want promo? Okay, cool.
No, not this week.
I got featuring in Cocoa Beach this week at Gregory's Comedy Club. First time up there. Yeah, very excited about that. Should be a lot of fun. Other than that, just the regular business as usual this week. So. All right, man. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night. Lonnie, see you soon.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, guys.